I'd like to show you a demonstration of FreedomPay observability covering core value propositions for transparency, control, and collaboration. Particularly collaboration if you're working together with your merchant's IT operations. We want to be able to share the data that we have so that they can actually find payment transactions flowing through our system and work on problems and remediating problems sooner. One particular problem we have would be latency at the terminal device. So anyone sitting in line waiting for that machine to come back, that's bad news. So in this case, we can go looking at response times by terminal and location. For this particular merchant, they've got a couple issues happening at a country where we've got some 5 or 6 seconds worth of response time. And we can share that information and visualize it together with the merchant to find out what's happening at that terminal, how to remediate the issue, and how to quickly resolve those things. The next level you might do to look deeper into a payment transaction at the store and terminal level all the way to the edge would be to get into the store detail page and take a look at individual transactions, why they had an issue, why they were rejected, what was the particular description of what was happening for that consumer in that lane, and also get that information quickly using request IDs and trace ID tags on each payment transaction and opening a ticket potentially with tech support at FreedomPay to resolve and remediate what's happening at those locations. One of the other things you might look at is the store transaction rate and the historical throughput at the store location to figure out if there's any anomalies happening with throughput on a particular lane, maybe something slowing down or even a device is not working in a particular lane. So you might use some history transactionally to determine if that's anomalous or if you want to remediate that. For the payments team, we might look at analytics. So classic metrics for analytics would be auth decline rates and looking at those at a per store location or per terminal location, but also on the whole, in the global perspective, looking at entire countries, what are the auth decline rates that are happening across the system? In this case, we're looking at percentages. We're also looking at why something might be declined or why we might have rejects happening. And so we want to look at the descriptions or the reason codes that are happening from our system about those specific transactions for the business. These are some of the essential ingredients that merchants might use to optimize their payment system, maybe make new relationships with different acquirers for different locations or demographics for consumers. And we derive all of that information from the feed of observability data from our systems back to the merchant for their transactions. So for triage of specific issues that are happening at a terminal for a different consumer, you might lose sort of a tag cloud by description to show why something was failing or rejecting, and use the data that we share with you through the observability feed in order to find out exactly how you might remediate that and what's happening with that particular terminal or that particular transaction. At the bottom of the graph, you might see individual transactions with all of the metadata from the observability feed and be able to drill down and figure out why something was failing, how to remediate that, and again, bring that request ID or trace ID back to FreedomPay tech support for immediate remediation on those issues. On the whole, we think observability by FreedomPay helps you be more transparent about what we are doing with your payment transactions on our platform, give you more control over what's happening with the platform so that you can configure it and optimize it in real time, and also improve your collaboration across your enterprise with IT operations, network status, as well as other parts of the business.